Test mic. Test mic. Test mic. Test mic.
WhatsApp. WhatsApp message. WhatsApp. WhatsApp message. WhatsApp message.
Hi everyone. So let's start the session today, which is on analyzing your luck related to your career progress and whether you experience changes in your career development. Okay, so let me start off by showing you a 紫微斗数 chart, okay? I am downloading some Zi Wei Dou Shu charts which I have prepared to explain to you today. So once the download is complete, I will start immediately. Please like and share my video. And today I will also like to introduce you to the term called LQ. What is LQ? I actually call this a luck quotient. Okay, in terms of success, right? You know, we have to have IQ, but also have EQ. Okay, intelligence, quotients, and also emotional intelligence. All right. If we have both IQ and EQ, is it enough for career success? Is it enough for career success just having IQ and EQ? I will say no, because you can be the most clever person on earth and you can have the most you are most capable in terms of controlling your feelings and emotions, and you are capable of good social skills, but yet you may not achieve success if you don't have luck quotient in your life. Okay, if you don't have luck, all right, simply speaking, because luck does plays a part, in fact a very important part. What we actually meant by luck, it means 天时地利人和. It means that you will have the right timing, okay, which is 天时. 地利 means you have the right environment and social situation. Yeah, which is 地利 and 人和. Yeah, 它是天. Okay, I'm sorry about that. 天时地利人和 means
WhatsApp message.
we have to have the right timing, the right social situations, and the right kind of relationship in order to achieve success in life. Okay, 天时地利人和. Okay, let me write it down for you. Okay, let me first share my screen. Yesterday, doing some screen sharing, I noticed that once my camera is off, the sound is also off. So just want to apologize on that. I will try to keep my camera on all the time so that you will be able to listen to what I'm saying. Okay. All right. I guess we are ready to start. Do like and share my session. Sometimes I will WhatsApp my followers or my clients if I believe that the sessions is very useful for them. Well, sometimes I will just post an update on Facebook to inform my clients that I'm going on live to share knowledge related to astrological reading. Okay, without further ado, let me open the chart and show you what is a Zi Wei Dou Shu chart. As you can see that I'm trying to go on live every day because I receive too many questions sending to my WhatsApp every day after having go on live since last Saturday. Almost every day I will receive questions from different followers or clients regarding how to improve their career, their wealth, their relationships. And all of these questions actually can be analyzed by yourself if you have studied 紫微斗数 or Bazi or 奇门遁甲. But I personally feel that Bazi and 紫微斗数 are the most useful because 奇门遁甲 will relies on the 起心动念去起那个奇门遁甲的那个卦那个盘哈。什么叫做起心动念？就是说有时候你那个算那个奇门遁甲的时候靠的是什么？ 奇门遁甲有时靠的就是你的问问题那一刻的那个灵感哦，你突然间那个灵感上来了，有那个想问问题的那个 desire 的时候呢，那你刚刚你起的那个盘呢，他们相信也会代表什么？也会代表什么？你起的那个盘会代表什么东西？你起的那个盘呢，也会代表你问问题的时候呢，那个就是你问问题出生，也当你的问题是有生命的哦。如果你从奇门遁甲的那个角度去看，用奇门遁甲棋盘呢，都要靠那个起心动念哦，就是尤其是你问一些比较 current 的东西，比较 current 的 events 哦。可是八字跟紫微斗数就不一样了，不管你的心情那一天是怎么样哈，只要呢你有那个重要的大多数都是人那个出生的时间呐、那个出生的年月日时，那你就可以准确的去开那个盘，哦。其实我在找我的 handphone stand 在哪里，在找我的 handphone stand 因为我想一边 charge 我的 handphone 一边跟你说话，可是找不到。没有关系，好的，没有关系，我就如果没有电，我等一下再去 charge。因为今天我出去了，所以出去了一整天，刚刚才回来，聊电话有点没电了。好了，那我不讲废话了，大家的时间都宝贵哦。我的 live session 不讲废话的，都是讲有价值、有用、对大家有用的东西。因为呢，生命是宝贵的啊，我不想说一些废话，然后浪费大家的时间。八字紫微斗数都是用年月日时来算哦。八字and 紫微斗数 will always relies on the date, time of birth or the start of an event to calculate the developments of that individual of that entity. For instance, Bazi and Zi Wei Dou Shu may even use the starting time of a company, the time whereby the company is set up to calculate the developments of the company in the future. Okay, using Bazi and Zi Wei Dou Shu, but not so. Okay, it can be used. I mean, 奇门遁甲 can also be used. Okay, but 奇门遁甲 is more towards circumstantial calculation. All right. For example, you have three companies whereby you want to choose which one you want to enter into when you want to change your job, then 奇门遁甲 will be quite useful because it relies on 起心动念 means the start of your how to say the moment when you conceive that question, they will take the time of which the question is conceived and to plot a chart according to that time. Because 奇门遁甲 believes that even our thoughts, the frequency that's going through our thoughts at that moment when we ask that question, can also be used to determine the developments of an event. Thus, 奇门遁甲 is more circumstantial in the sense that it can analyze more situational decision making. For instance, you have three companies where you can choose when you want to change your career. So, which company to choose? In terms of this kind of question, 奇门遁甲 will be more useful. All right. But if you want to analyze the overall developments, the overall trend or the overall progression in terms of the developments of a company or an individual, then 八字 and 紫微斗数 will serve a better purpose. Okay, so I will just keep this intro short, keep this introduction brief, because today is basically is to help my viewers to understand how to analyze whether they should change their job, for instance. Career is one of the most important aspects in our life. And as you can see within this 紫微斗数 chart, okay? Within this 紫微斗数 chart, you can see that we have the self-domain, which is called 命宫. We also have the career domain, which is called 官禄宫. and then the 财帛宫, which is the wealth domain, and the self domain is always in opposition of the 迁移宫, which is the travel domain. Good evening, Timmy. Nice to have you with me again. And good evening, Mr. Lim. Good evening, Mr. Lim. And okay, let's look at Mr. Lim's question. Your 紫微斗数 is Sun, He, or facing both. I use both because basically 紫微斗数 have many different schools. Okay, for example, 这个好像有北派有南派 and they will emphasize on different aspects of a 紫微斗数 chart. But as I mentioned before, my style of astrological reading is like mixed martial arts. Okay, I will not stick to Yongchun, or will not stick to Tai Chi, or will not stick to Taekwondo. Okay, I will take whatever is useful and then 把它们生活化。因为最终呢，那个最重要的点呢，就是能不能够算得准。就好像我们 mixed martial art, the most important point is to see whether we can defeat the opponent. That's my style of my approach towards helping my clients using whatever methods that is applicable for their situation. Therefore, my learning style is also eclectic, means I will select all different styles of schools of learning. For example, 好像北派就比较讲一些跟着河图勒书，好像六宫中啊那些理论来看紫微斗数，然后也是会比较看那个飞星比较多。可是南派呢就会比较看那个星星的能量。可是呢，在那么久的时间跟客人接触啊，跟客人算命呢，其实南派都有用。Both schools actually are applicable in clients' life. So it's just like 八字 we have different schools of thought. Some emphasize on like 好像 the blind school, which is the 王派，就是以前有一个 master， 他就是眼睛看不到的，可是他算八字很厉害。Hello, nice to have you here. So I just trying to explain to Mr. Lima which school of 紫微斗数I usually prefer to use. I would say both. I will use both. Okay, because what is most important is to 生活化，就是不要把它当作是哪一派或比较好，哪一派没有那么好。OK， 有一派这个蛮好，我也是比较喜欢的。可是我有一派比较喜欢，我可以写下那个名字给你看一下。好，它叫做这个名字这一派天鹰派对吗？这个我华语不懂，我看广东话叫做天鹰派嘛。华语那个配音要找一下，因为我华语那个发音有时候不准确可是这一派呢，我觉得也是蛮好的你可以自己去 Google 一下他的东西也是很不错我再写多一次。这一派的紫微斗数也是很不错这个华语是什么读我查一下我不想，因为我平时读东西都是用广东话去读所以有时候华语那个读音我需要查一下，所以给我一点时间我查一下它是读什么字。所以呢，我就是说呢，我的 approach 呢，就是一个比较选哪一个比较适合用的呢？那我就去用了，我就是这样子啦。我就等于好像在用 mixed martial arts 这样子，就是呢，我不是说看到那个不是说呢哪一派就死的用那一派了没有关系啦，那个我再找，然后再说给你听那个读音是什么可是这一个很不错，这一派好了，回去刚才那个，因为我平时读书我脑海里面也是用广东话来读所以有时候我没有 太过注意那个华语的发音，好，所以希望你能够见谅。可是这个是蛮不错。Timmy，我看到你的问题。For 八字 you use mixed style also。对呀，其实也是怎么说 mixed style 天堑，correct that's correct 天钦派对吗？That's the correct pronunciation. Thank you very much, Mr. Lim，你又帮到我了。所以呢，这一派的紫微斗数呢，我个人觉得是蛮不错的。它也是有用到河图勒书里面的东西，可是详细的呢，我就不去今天就不会详细的去说。好，可是他有说好像16宫中啊，像命宫跟我们的16宫是什么？1、2、3、4、5、6哈，就跟我们看我们的职宫。然后呢，再看我们的1、2、3、4、5、6，然后看我们的福德宫，就觉得呢，这个天庆派呢，它是比较注重那个16宫中哦，就是属于各位看我们的病了职业宫，然后福德宫哦，因为这些对我们的那个因果那个好像我们是因为我们有前辈子的因果才有福德宫嘛，对不对？福德宫就是看我们的因果关系嘛。还有金辈子的那个福报对不对？然后呢，我们带着我们福报来了，才会有我们的身体，才会有我们的肉体可以投胎嘛，对不对？所以呢，我们16宫中呢，就北方水所以就是一个有这个16宫中北方水才生我们的万物嘛，对不对？然后呢，你看这个折宫也是1、2、3、4嘛，对不对？12宫也是看我们的生命一个很重要的一个地方没有身体就没有生命所以还有很多东西啦。可是我今天就讲比较基本的东西，因为我大部分的 viewers 他们连八字都不会，所以呢，如果我讲的太深入，我怕他们不能够了解。Hi Bob, nice to have you with me today. For twins brothers, if both are working in same industry, will them have the same fate if working in the same industry? They will not. They have to see who is the elder and who is the younger, and then also have to see the males and females to see which one will do better. But that one I will also save it for next time. Okay, today I will touch on more more on the career aspects for most common people. All right. Okay, Mr. Lim will be different in terms of environment and time. Yes, also that's an important point because from both the twins, right, will have separate friends, will have different friends, and they will also go to different locations to meet different kinds of people, and they will also have different feng shui. For example, maybe one's bed is facing the south, one's bed is facing the north. Then in terms of development, they will also be different. But it really depends. It really depends how closely they are related to each other, and also there are various factors to look into. For instance, their names, even they are twins, they will also have different names, and they will also marry the different people. All right. Correct. So all this will also influence their life. I have some friends who are twins because they married the wrong person. I mean, one married the right person, the other one married somehow a different person because they kind of you cannot marry the same kind of person, right? Even you are teens, so the developments will be different also. 因为我刚刚开始就是说嘛，天时地利人和就是生命就是由这个天时地利人和来的我们要把我们的生命活好我找一下，太多东西了，我的 desktop。OK， 我写一下给大家看我们生命就是天时OK。天时地利人和对吗
WhatsApp
？Means
message.
time. 地利 means environment. And 人和 means our social. All right. So these are the three most important factors that determines our destiny. 天时 the time you are born is always fixed, okay? You can't change your time of birth. But we can always have a different environment. It's just like if you are someone born in Africa, and another person is also born at the same time, but in Singapore, their life developments with obviously be very different, right? Thus, Bazi and Feng Shui will be able to see maybe 80% of the developments. The other 20% will also rely heavily on where the person is and the kind of people he or she interacts with. All right. Okay. So these two sectors can be changed. That's why I migrate so many times. Because I want to have a better environment. All right. And 人和 also we can change our 人和 because we can always you know 就是好像我们说嘛，一命二运三风水，四值阴德五读书，六名气上八敬神，九教贵人十养生啊。这个九教贵人，这个就是改变命运的一种方法啦。如果你每次都跟一些对你有益处的人，当然你跟他在一起，你可以学到很多好的东西来帮助自己啊，对不对？Timmy, I see your question. Yeah, last time China got someone same Bazi with the emperor, but is be a farmer. Yes, correct. I believe you heard this story also. 就是呢，他也是管很多的一个生命啊，管着很多的生命，就好像皇帝一样，管着很多个的生命。可是他只是管那种生命，只是昆虫。可是他也是一个 leader 啊，就是算他在养那些蜜蜂，也是等于他在一个好像一个皇帝这样在养着那些百姓啊。可是呢，就是不一样咯。一个皇帝有一个皇帝一样出生时间，可能他出生的时间也配合到他刚刚就是出生的那个家庭啊。他们可能是贵族，另外一个出生的家庭可能是一个农民。虽然他的地位也是有同样的特性，可是呢，那个命造了，那个遭遇了，就会不一样哦。所以 Timmy 这个 point 很好，谢谢你给我这个input。Yeah, so bored. Yeah, haha. Okay, thank you very much for being here, board again. I also have looked at your board. For board, I have looked at the requests you have sent me. If have time today, towards the end of this live, I will try to explain to you some of the questions you asked. Okay, and for Mr. Lim. In the world, there are many people born in the same timing, but their fate are different. Yes, exactly. Because as I have mentioned, destiny is influenced by all these three factors, all right, which is time, environment, and our social situation. Okay, time, which is 天时 cannot be changed. 地利 environment, we still have rooms for to exercise choices within environment. Especially nowadays, we can always migrate to another country that we believe is better for us. And social situation, definitely. Although we can't choose our family members, but we can always choose who we mix with or who we spend time with. For instance, if you always spend time with the wrong people, the 猪朋狗友 those friends that are unhelpful and always causing you bad influence, of course your life will be negatively affected by their these interactions, right? Okay. Yeah, let's look at Mr. Lim's comment. There are some factors to consider to force mobile, karma, time, environment, and people. Yes, exactly. What is force mobile? Mr. Lim, is that how is that like misspelling? Force mobile. Perhaps you may retype. I will try to elaborate on that. And but thank you very much. Yes, it's true that our karma, time, and environment also. Oh, for example. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see now. Yes, it's very true. Karma will affect us a lot. As I have mentioned in the 天堑派的紫微斗数嘛，他们就是有说啊，一六宫中那个概念啊，就是我们和图勒书里面不是有这个一六宫中，你看它就是 emphasize 我们要看 1、2、3、4、5、6，对不对？那个紫微宫再数1、2、3、4、5、6，是不是福德宫？所以我们福德宫就对我们的那个 life development 有很大的那个影响很大的那个influence 啦所以 Mr. Lim 你说的很对。所以呢，我怎么就是教人家呢？要注意了，要改运呢。其实最好呢，就是改自己的心呢，带着一颗善良的心就我们做好事、说好话、传好心，那就是最快能够改命运的一个方法了有些人就是觉得需要请一个师傅来把他的整个家的风水改变啊，全部改变啊，然后他就会突然间就发财了。其实呢，风水并不是一种魔术并不是风水 is not a type of magic, all right? In fact, the factor that influence our life the most is our karma. Therefore, just look at this 天堑派 the 天堑 school of 紫微斗数, right? It emphasizes of the 1/6 what you call that 1/6 court or position kind of rule. All right. Okay. I don't know how to translate that, but in English, I will try to explain. All right. For example, the 1/6 position is very important. Okay. If we derive this calculation method from 河图勒书, which is where I Ching is developed from. All right. You can see that from the self or destiny domain, when we count to the 6th domain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we have the body domain. It means that in order for a person to exist, right, we must first have a body, right, which is the 十二宫. And in order for our body to exist, we must have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is the karmic or mind domain, okay, which is the 福德宫. Why I call it a karmic mind domain? Because 福 is basically our karma or our fortune or our whatever we have accumulated in our previous life, the type of karma we have created in our previous life. And the is like the actions that we take, okay? 德行 means the actions that we take or the behaviors that we take. Therefore, if you have if you have accumulated positive karmas in the previous life, then you'll be able to reincarnate and have a human body to have like you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? This is the 十二宫, okay? You have be able to have a human body. But not all of us, not all lives will be able to be fortunate enough to be born in a human body. If you look at the Buddhist text, okay? 只有呢，我们人才可以修行的。其实呢，我们人的生命是很宝贵的。你看，如果你投胎了变成一只苍蝇，或者一只猪，或者一只狗，你就不能够修行了。只有我们的人做人才有那个修行成佛的就是有那个比较高的那个机会，能够修行成佛。还有一件事情就是我们常常人都要去拜佛。不去不同的庙拜啊，然后又要请什么师傅开光啊，什么东西。可是最重要呢，就是呢，我们要自己成佛啊。我们去找菩萨，不如自己变成菩萨，去帮助别人，对不对？所以不要呢，就是当然是一个过程，我们可能要先有一个种子，we must plant a seed of compassion in our hearts first before we can finally develop the Buddhahood within us. But the most important point is to become Buddha ourselves, okay? Become Bodhisattva ourselves, instead of always going to the temple and pray to the Buddha, all right? And that's the ultimate realization that we all must have. Okay, let's look at Mr. Lim's let's look at Mr. Lim's comment. Change our character, life will change. Once character change, our decision may change due to a different character. Right, yeah, correct, Mr. Lim. That's a very good point. Yeah, 就是我们先改变内心，改命先改心if we want to change our destiny, first change our heart, right? That's actually the most the most crucial point, which is also the easiest to understand, but most people miss that point, and then they will go after all kinds of some even go into black magic and then try to win over their lovers or win over their business competition using black magic. They 就是买那种什么那种尸油啊，那种 corpse oil 啊，用那种东西。可是那种东西我是不建议啦，因为都是要还的。你是借着一个已经很不好卡码的一种东西放在自己身上，然后呢，试着借他的能力，然后呢，以为自己能够还，很多人都还不了啊，然后最后都中了很多问题，很多人帮助不了他们哈。就是一路公中对，还有什么那个28还有37那些唯有那个在图勒书里面的那个 rules OK， 所以呢，我也不想离题太远。好，今天讲那个我们看命盘的时候呢，when we look at 八字when we look at 紫微斗数 chart。We have to always look at the 三番四正 which is this triangle here, all right? We have to look at what is at the opposite domain and also have to look at what is in the wealth domain and then the career domain, all right? Because, okay, in ancient time, astrology, astrological reading are usually used by males in their society. 就是说呢，在以前的社会呢，通常只有男人会算命的，其实好像紫微斗数啊、八字啊、奇门遁甲这些，在最早的时间都是给皇帝用的，可是之后呢就流落在人间。可是到流落在人间之后呢，也是通常只有男人会用哦。所以呢，就是呢那个男人用的时候呢，他们对男人来讲最重要的是什么？What are the most important things for a man? Let me ask you, what are the most important things for a male? Can anyone answer me? Can anyone answer me what are the most important factors for a male, okay, for a man? Yes, correct, Korea. Yes, Mr. Lim, that's true. Career is very important because, as you can see, without career, it will affect a lot of things, and also money affects a lot of things in our lives. And therefore, in terms of 紫微斗数, we will always have to look at the 三番四正. Okay, you see these triangles here. It means that these three domains or palace, some may also call, are the most three important factors that will influence our destiny or will influence ourselves, which are the career domain, the wealth domain, and the travel domain. OK， 就是说呢，我们命宫呢被哪三个宫影响的最厉害？就是我们的官禄宫，还有那个财帛宫就是这个财帛宫，还有这个迁移宫。Career domain, of course, reflects the aspects related to our career development. Okay, wealth domain relates to the wealth, how we obtain wealth and how much wealth we will have within this lifetime. And travel domain means like when we are out, the circumstances we will meet. All right. Therefore, these three domains are actually the most important. And if you look closely, can you see that this career domain is in the opposite, right at the opposite domain of the spouse domain? Okay, let me repeat one more time. This career domain, 官禄宫, is at the right opposite chord of the spouse domain. Okay, so what it means is that career and spouse will be very much interrelated in the sense that if you have a good career, most of the time you will be able to sustain your marriage. All right. Vice versa, if you have a stable marriage, you will also most of the time have a very stable and positive career development. All right. Okay, let you digest this point. Welcome, CH Star. Thank you very much for joining me. So today I will touch on career aspects that can be analyzed in terms of 紫微斗数. Okay. And yes, I see your spouse. Yeah, you write the spouse. Yes, correct. Career and the spouse domains, they are at the right opposite. They are at the opposite domain of each other. Okay, right？就是夫妻宫在官禄宫的对面，官禄宫的对面也是夫妻宫，代表呢，他们有一个很重要的关系哦，就是你看哦，一个家庭里面哦，那个太太每次烦着你，对不对？又或者每次又不管好那个家啊，你的东西啊，好像你的就是你吃饭啊，他也没有好好的给你照顾啊，就是以前的社会啦，我是说，现在每个人都出去吃饭，也不太管这些东西。可是，在以前的社会，对不对？一个男人他出去工作了，回来需要老婆准备吃饭啊，准备帮他洗衣服啊，然后呢，给他安排好生活的一切啊，这样他才没有那个后顾之忧，对不对？后顾之忧就是呢，你出去做工拼命赚钱的时候呢，你不需要担心哦，家里面啊那个事情会发生什么事情哈、好像小孩子有没有东西吃啊，会不会生病没有人照顾啊，这些都是男人的后顾之忧，对吗？如果一个男人每次做工还要去想哦，家里面食物够不够啊，小孩呀、有没有读书啊，或者或者家里面怎么说老婆会不会跟人家鬼混呐、这样那个男人也没有那个心情去好好工作啊，对吗？Yeah, Mr. Lim, your comments. 12 palace, 6 internal factors related to owner. Yeah, correct. Yeah, okay, let me elaborate. 就是什么是 six internal 那个domain，就是我说命宫就是 internal domain，然后呢，我们的田宅官禄宫、财帛宫这些都是 internal domain，还有呢那个福德宫也是我们的 internal domain，哈、还有那个body domain 哈，就是 internal domains 啊哈，其他的都是 external domains 哈，这些比较是深入的一些概念哈，所以谢谢 Mr. Lim 的 input，Thank you very much for your input highlighting this point about the internal factors and the internal domains and the external domains。就是说呢，我们内功呢 internal domains like our self domain, our karmic mind domain, our career domain, our wealth domain, our body domain, for instance, right? These are the domains and the 田宅宫. These are which are the property or house domain, are the domains that will influence us the most. Whereas the rest of the domains, such as the parents' domain, 父母宫, and then the 子女宫, which are the children's domain and travel domains, and for instance, friends domain, siblings domain, and friends domain, all right, and spouse domain, all right. All these are so-called external domains, which are of 就打个比喻啦，如果呢你画技对不对？你画技有时候呢画技并不是全部时候都是，或者说画路啦，那个比较容易 understand。好像画路进入你的 internal domains 代表你会得到钱打个比喻，画路 is a wealth enhancing catalyst. Okay, when I talk about 画路 is one of the four flying stars. 画路是个四化飞星之一的一颗星，所以呢有时候画路就是代表突然间赚到钱six external factors related to how to say Mr. Lim, thank you for the question. Six external factors, they are also related to the owners, but for example, I will use this point like 化禄. For instance, 化禄 is a wealth enhancing catalyst, right, or wealth enhancing star. If it falls into your own the internal domain of the 财帛宫, okay, if it falls into your 财帛宫, which is your wealth domain, then it means that you will receive the wealth. But if the 化禄 falls into your friend's domain, okay, for example, 卢伯宫 or 交友宫, then it means that the money will, the wealth will happen within your friends instead of you. Okay, therefore, which is a better thing to have? Of course, if it falls into the internal domain, it will be a better occurrence, right? Right, Mr. Lin? Because internal domain is more directly related to what we can have or acquire or possess. All right. If, for example, the Hualu, if the wealth domain falls into your friends do sorry, if the wealth enhancing catalyst falls into your friend's domain instead, then it means the wealth will be acquired or obtained by your friends instead of you. Right? Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Lim, for raising this question, and it's actually a very good point for me to explain further to all my viewers, who actually are still having very basic knowledge of Bazi and Zi Wei Dou Shu. Yeah, sometimes I try to touch on the most basic points because I believe it is very important for all my viewers and followers to understand the basic first. Otherwise, for example, whatever you are asking me now, actually, I think they are incomprehensible by most of the other viewers. But nonetheless, I really appreciate you for highlighting all these questions, because for those who are interested to know further, it will give them some kind of impression or impression to build on in the future. For instance, about these internal and external palaces. Yeah, so thank you very much, Mr. Lim, for the input. Yeah, so okay, so let's get back to the self domain and the career domain. Okay, these two domains. All right. So as you can see, right, from the self domain, if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, the fourth domain from the right, we can see it's our property domain. Okay. So when it comes to the career domain, when we count 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, our body domain will be the property domain of our career domain. Okay, can you understand this point? Let me explain once again in Chinese. 你看我们的命宫，如果我们数 OK 1、2、3、4，田宅宫就在我们右边的第4个宫位啊，对吧？好，那如
I'm
果
not sure how to answer that.
OK，如果我们看一下我们的冠禄宫，我们把冠禄宫当做是命宫了，对不对？我们数一下1、2、3、4，我们的12宫是不是变成冠禄宫的田宅宫？能不能够明白这一个 point？能不能够明白这一个 point？ 或者我写下来我用我的 tablet 写一下会比较容易会比较容易explain。OK， OK， 我 try 可不可以写下来？好，OK， OK， 就看一下这个OK， 那个笔在哪里？我看我能不能够写一下下来哈，因为我第一次用这个 program。OK， 所以呢，你看1、2、3、4，就是田宅宫是我们命宫右边的第4个宫位嘛，对吗？那我们 erase 这个如果呢，我们从这个冠禄宫数1、2、3、4，所以呢，这个12宫就会变成那什么？就会变成那个冠禄宫的田宅对吗？所以变成冠禄宫的田宅宫了，能不能够了解？可以 understand Yes, this is a kind of chart transformation. Correct, Mr. Lim. Yeah， 所以呢，我不用怕，我只是你们只是当做 story sharing， 我在跟你说讲故事就好了。所以呢，你看当我们把冠禄宫变成命宫数1、2、3、4的，我们的那个什么，我们那个12宫呢，就变成了冠禄宫的田宅宫了。所以能够了解能够了解我说什么，对吧？这 program 我第一次用它有点 block 住，不懂为什么。这样 OK， 可以看得到 看得到我那个12宫就变成了官禄宫的田宅宫，所以代表什么东西？就是代表呢我们的那个呢，我们的那个田宅宫就是我们工作的地方咯，就是我们所工作的地方，好不好？It means that our body domain actually is the property domain of our career domain, which also implies that our body domain is our workplace. Okay, it's just that simple. Okay, I will pause for a minute for you to digest this. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Lim. I thank you for the feedback that you're able to understand this. For the rest of the viewers, do take a minute to take this in and try to understand what I say before I proceed further to explain to you. Okay, so basically, I believe all of you are able to follow because I don't see any questions or because you are too lost that you don't know what to ask. But don't worry, all these are higher level 紫微斗数 learning, which is not required for beginners to understand. But I'm just telling you that, giving you an impression so that in the future, in case you are interested to learn 紫微斗数, you'll be able to understand this point, and then subsequently be able to analyze your own chart. Okay. For instance, okay. For instance, let's look at this chart. All right. This chart. Where's my Samsung Pro? Okay, let's look at this chart. This is actually Mr. Lim's chart. Okay, but I didn't show the date and time of birth because there's kind of confidentiality. Mr. Lim's chart. When we look at the career domain, right, of Mr. Lim, Mr. Lim's chart is actually having this Hua Quan within his career domain. And Hua Quan is actually a star that represents authority. Therefore, Mr. Lim did mention in previous live session that he's in a managerial position in in a big company, and that can be reflected within his chart. All right. And then when we look at the what you call that the wealth domain, also having Hua Lu right opposite of the this domain is occupied by Zi Wei, which is one of the best stars. Therefore, I can say that Mr. Lim's position in the company is actually able to provide him with a good salary, and also he's able to enjoy a high authority in his work. Okay, even a certain amount of reputation. Also, he's being respected by the people within his workplace. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so it's actually rather positive, okay, for Mr. Lim. And thus, we can see that the 紫微斗数 can actually show us how we are developing in terms of career. And some of the positive stars that are related to some of the positive stars that can show good career developments are stars such as 紫微, Hua Quan, Hua Ke, Hua Lu, okay? If you can find these stars within the career domain, most of the time it actually points to very positive developments. Okay, let me write them down in case you have never heard of them before. Okay, they are actually the Zi Wei. As I have mentioned in many of my previous videos, the Zi Wei is the Emperor star. Okay. And is one of the best star whenever we have Zi Wei, and if Zi Wei is also paired with positive stars such as 左右 OK which are the 左副右比啦 OK 还有什么文昌文曲哦 all these are called positive stars that can enhance the strength of the star 紫微 further even 天魁天月 OK all these are positive stars of course there are more positive stars such as Hua Ke and Hua Quan and Hua Lu okay Hua Lu okay all these are positive stars that will help you if you are able to find all these stars within your 紫微斗数 chart career domain, then it means positive development. Okay, let me see Timmy's question. Does 紫微斗数大运 align with 八字大运? I will say from my experience, okay, speaking from my experience, 75% yes. Okay, when we see a change, but the time of the dividing line in which the destiny trend, major destiny trend move from one trend to another, they will have a different time. 就是他们起运的个年份不一样，所以呢，他们那个怎么说呢？那个大运起的那个起点呢会不一样，所以他们大运那个变大运的那个时间也有不一样的地方。可是呢，不代表就是好像你看这个 concept 比较难解释，可是I will try to explain to you。你看我们八字嘛，就是那个天干地支永远都跟着一个 order 的嘛，永远都是好像甲乙丙丁戊子庚辛壬癸的嘛，就是木先，然后火先，然后再土然后再金再水，对不对？所以呢，你看有时候呢那个 overlapping 的那个怎么说？紫微斗数从一个大运转去另外一个大运的时候呢，就算那个大运怎么说呢？好像那个人那个运如果他是需要金水的，对不对？他走那10年总会有一个 same order， 就是先走木，先走木走火，然后再走那个土，然后再走金，然后再走水，对不对？可是打个比喻，在中间那个紫微斗数，它是在中间那个时间就是八字10年大运的中间时间变成紫微斗数开始另外一个大运的时间呢？那个流年的那些年份呢，有时候也是刚刚好配上来，会跟就是八字跟紫微斗数那个 analysis 出来，会有相同的一个状况出现。这个 concept 比较难跟你解释，可是以后有机会，如果我看你的命盘，我再跟你解释一下。有一个 live example， 然后呢 beginners 现在听也会不懂我在说什么。好，这个以后我再跟你 explain 一下，就是你主要是说看大运他们是不是一样？他们那个起大运的那个时间不一样可是有时候他们 reflect 出来的东西差不多都是一样。可以看一下 bot 说什么。Oh yeah, Master, you say I have Imperial Star in 2024 or 2025. Yeah, correct. Let me take a look at your chart, okay? Bot, let me take a look at your chart. Okay. Okay, this is your chart, right? Yeah, this is your chart. So let's look at your year. Blah, blah, blah. Let's look at your year 2024. That's why I have mentioned to you previously that in the year 2024 you will have a positive progress because firstly your self-domain, your yearly self-domain, okay, is having this 破军化权 usually means breakthrough, means new breakthrough, and you'll be able to acquire authority that's related to this new breakthrough. And right at the opposite chord or domain, right, you can see this 紫微 okay. 天象 is also an existing star for 紫微okay, let me write this down for you. Okay, let me write this down for you. For 紫微 all right? When they have 天府 and 天相叫做富上朝堂，富商富就是这个富富商朝堂，那个坛呢，就是以前皇帝做的那个，他们不是每天皇帝要在那个宫殿里面嘛，去那个堂，然后召见百官，对不对？召见百官，然后那个百官就会这样拜他说，皇帝今天那边水灾然后今天那边打仗要怎么去解决啦？那皇帝就会跟那些百官说给我100万去那边救那个水灾，然后给我1000精兵去那边打那个仗把他们赶出去我们的边界外面。那个坛那个坛就是皇帝每次那个坐着那个坛，要告诉那些臣那些 minister 要做些什么。所以呢，你有天府天相的话就是我 minimize 你的 comment 一下。好，你有天赋天相，就是代表你有人帮助你了。我们紫微我们是 emperor 来的嘛。如果 emperor 没有人帮助，就会怎么？就会变成孤军孤怎么写孤军在野。如果那个孤军在野会怎么办？没有人帮助了。一个皇帝他跑了出去玩，然后打个比喻被人抓了，他身边没有那些官员没有那些文武百官去帮助他，他就死定了嘛，对不对？能够了解吗，Bob？对就是好像张军这样子，对对对，好像 minister 啦，就是我们那些大臣所以你看你那一年也有那个 minister 你有那个 minister star 对不对？在哪里你看你那一年就有天相在那边天相不是在这里咯，还有这些龙池，这些都是好的星可是那一年你火星，你那边会很急躁会好像很 impatient 你在2024年会急着开你的店然后呢，看一下你的天相天府在哪里？你的天府你天府在这里你的天府在这里这一个是你的那年的那个福德宫也是好天赋在福德宫还有武曲，你看你这个是财帛宫对不对？那年2024年财帛宫对宫不是三方四正嘛？不是说你看你的那个财帛宫，这里是你年的财帛宫This is your yearly wealth domain, and right opposite is paired with 武曲。武曲 is a financial star also and paired with 化权、化禄、化科 and then is also having 天府 means your wealth you will have wealth and you'll be able to save also, and all these are positive stars. 商台、英官、恩官means you 商台 means you will be able to achieve a certain level of success. 恩官 means you have grace from people, okay? You will have helpful people. 天贵天福but you will have 天相，小心身体天福天贵都是一些好的贵人星 OK， 看一下其他人的 comments。 Yeah, Mr. Lim correct. They are what I mentioned earlier on are the supportive star. All these are supporting stars, okay? All these are very good supportive stars for especially for 紫微 star. Also can be used for other stars, okay? Not only for 紫微。And then, yes, I mentioned the transition period, which is the yearly development. You will have power. Yes, with 化权 you will have power. Especially with paired with 破军 means you'll be able to break new ground and have the power to break new ground and will have the authority to achieve something new. Okay, you are welcome, Board. Thanks for the question. Yes, Mr. Lim, nobleman will appear. Yeah, there are quite a lot of positive stars for him that year. And dot 有贵人呀，对呀。然后呢 ，General 将军呀，差不多就是这样了，就是天府天相，他们是 Minister 来的，就是丞相来的。如果你要说将军呢，这些比较 military 的，我不懂你是就是会 exist 到那个 Emperor 就对了，这些天府天相。因为我们呢紫微斗数要百官朝拱了，那个紫微要百官朝拱哈。紫微星要有很多 minister 去帮助他，他才会成功的。你看一个皇帝嘛，没有人去帮助他，他是不会成功的哈。他需要很多官员去帮他办事情的哈。百官朝拱啊，一个紫微星需要百官朝拱，百官就是呢天相、天府、天魁、天月。文昌、文曲，还有什么？化禄咯。哎，紫微好像不会化禄，哎，紫微会化权，会化科。就是这些哦，这些都是帮助紫微的星哈，可以吗？了解吗？希望不会太过深入。可是你只要记住就好了，你那年很不错就记得了哈。所以你那边那年有 LQ， 就是有那个 luck quotient，OK？所以呢，就加上你的 IQ 跟 EQ 呢，你就会成功了啊。Can I have free membership？什么是你是说什么 member Mr. Lim？怎么说？OK， 先看一下 Mr. Board 的那个。Okay, this year will not so good, but Master say next year will be better, but need to be careful of female. Yeah, that's correct. That's what I have mentioned to you in the previous video. Timmy, yeah, I'm getting fat. Why? Okay, but female intro to Jimmy. Okay, then yeah, I mean Jimmy. Yeah, but actually is he's into body training. If other viewers who are interested in body training can look for Bob. Okay. I only have many meals like me faster know my life so well. Thank you very much. 我就是其实呢，因为我懂你那么多呢，其实就是你看有些人他们就等于生病嘛，有些人生病哦，他们很喜欢跳来跳去找不同的医生的然后不同的医生呢就给他们不同的药，然后到最后呢，他还是病没有病好为什么呢？你遇到一个适合自己的，我不会说好还是不好。好还不好呢？只是一个 subjective 的 perspective 可是你觉得，遇到一个怎么说一个占星师或者我们这种八字 practitioner，if you feel that you have found a suitable one, then it's best to stay with that suitable practitioner or 八字 practitioner because most of the time it's like seeing a doctor. Some people they fall ill, but they see 10 different doctors. Then the 10 different doctors give them 10 different types of medicine. Then end up he took all the 10 different types of medicine and he got worse. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm not asking you to stay with me. If you are able to find other suitable practitioner too, you may also follow them. Like for example, those who like to randomly show you a card, then by their feelings give you a prediction, or look at your number and by their feelings give you a prediction. What I'm trying to say, you can go for that kind of prediction also if that is what suits you the best. But like for some of my clients, they feel that they are suitable. Like they are okay. They are okay with my style of interpretation. Then it will be good. I mean, the point I'm trying to say is to follow a practitioner that suits your preference, okay? Because the longer you stay with that practitioner, the Bazi practitioner or astrologer, okay, the better he will be able to understand your life. Okay, the more he has interpreted your chart, then the more he will be able to give more insightful and accurate prediction. Thus, I won't recommend people to go around searching, always jumping from one Bazi practitioner or astrologer to another, because most of the time they will end up getting themselves confused. Because different type of astrological reading being delivered by different masters or Bazi practitioners will give you different perspective, okay? And they will also give you different solutions, all right? And most of the time, it won't help. Just like if you are sick and you look for 10 different doctors, okay? Yeah, of course, sometimes it's good to get a second opinion, and always good to to compare which is more accurate. There's nothing wrong with that. Even when I fall sick, or sometimes I will see 2 doctors, okay? But don't go and see 10 doctors, okay? I mean, it only gets you more confused, all right? And don't take 10 different types of medicine, okay? Yeah. So my main point I'm trying to say is to, if you stick with one, just like if you have one family doctor that you have for example more than 10 years or 20 years, then he has all your record, all your history, all the he is able to act more accurately extrapolate by the symptoms you show to tell you what illness you are having, and then prescribe the kind of medicine that is most suitable to cure your illness. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'm not asking you to stick with me. If by all means you feel that other practitioners, all the other astrologers are suitable for you, by all means go and look for them. I am actually all right. What I believe is that even when you come to me, is a kind of affinity. OK，每一个来见到我的客人呢，都是一种缘分来的。然后我是当做一种善缘，然后能够尽力帮助他的，我都可以就会尽力帮助他。有些客人也是跟了我很多年啦，好像从我开始就10年前开始啦，然后到今天他们还是一直跟我 share 一些都一些生活上的问题咯。好像就今天嘛，有一个客人就跟我说，他的父亲因为他的那个公司啊，他父亲自己有开一间公司哦，然后呢，今年呢就中问题了。因为可能他犯了一些MOM 的一些 laws 啦，我说一下那个 chart 给你看，顺便也教你怎么样看那个人怎么会犯官非哈。我们最怕什么？我们什么都不怕，工作什么都不怕，最怕呢就是预算官非了哈。那我上一下那个 chart 给你看，看他为什么会犯官非哈。所以等我一下子，大家也可以现在休息一下，喝一点水，去一下洗手间。因为呢，我要说你一个 birth chart 是一个 case study 哈，那大家看了会比较容易明白我所教的东西，好不好？好，今天最重要是一起 relax，然后一起学习，并不是说要不需要紧张的和我的 lesson 需要 relax 才可以学得到了哈，所以大家就不要急，不要紧张啊，一步一步来。今天听不懂没有关系，明天再听。明天再听也听不懂没有关系，下个礼拜再听。然后呢，慢慢你一天一天的听呢，就会越来越能够了解呢命理是什么啦。如果呢我能够学呢，那每个人也一样可以学得到哈。所以呢，大家现在可以先去一个洗手间或者喝一点水，然后等我破完那个车回来呢，我就跟大家解释一下为什么我的这个客人他的父亲呢就犯了官非了哈。也不需要很久了，我现在 download 那个 photo 就可以告诉你们到底发生什么事情哈，或者也顺便看一下 comments，OK，Timmy， 我看到你的 message，my spouse 天太阴化忌 female no good too， yes， it means that you experience more obstacles in terms of marriage，okay，unfortunately。It means that most of the time, which is also the case as I have interpreted your Bazi charts for you in previous lesson also, most of your relationships in the past were unsuccessful. Is that correct, Timmy? So let's check other question. Yes, Timmy, correct. It means that you will not. I will say that you just have to put in more care, like be more understanding and compromise in your marriage. Then you will be able to help. Uh, yeah, correct, Mr. Lim. Actually, shows Hua Ji is a more problematic star. Uh, yeah, Master say before, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I've interpreted your Bazi chart for you. I think it was 6 or 5, the live chat. I mean the live Facebook session. Yeah, you can always refer to my previous live session. Is still on my Facebook page. If you can't find them in my Facebook profile, find them in my Facebook page. It should be there. Sometimes, last time I still don't know whether should I use Facebook profile or Facebook page to launch my live sessions, because it was still new to me. Actually, it's still new to me now. I'm still testing around, and just get myself a new mic. Just get myself a new mic today. Hopefully, the sound is clearer, because in previously the session, the live session, there's this high frequency hum, which was kind of irritating. Okay, so I also just received a message saying, translation, I just got a job recently. Is it possible for me to seek advice from you? Okay, let me reply him. Yes, I'm on live. You may ask me any questions there. Okay, I'm just replying some WhatsApp message. For the rest of the viewers, you may go for a drink. Yeah. Then okay, so I will now show you. Okay, let me go through the comments first. There are too many comments.
WhatsApp message.
Yeah. Timmy need to see 上方时辰. Yes, correct, Mr. Lim. Timmy has to look at the 上方时辰. And then what else? Timmy. Haha must help to see that time, but thing is my 大运 only. After that, hopefully good. Yeah, in the future you will have better relationships, especially from 2024 onwards. Okay. Will be good lah. Okay. And
WhatsApp
then
message.
after 10 years cycle change, luck will change. Yes, correct, Mr. Lim. But I'm really very excited about 2024 and 2025. Yes, you should be. Bob and Timmy. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So this Timmy reply yep was for the
WhatsApp
question that I mentioned earlier on, that I have mentioned to him that most of his past relationships were not successful. Yeah. So thank you very much for the feedback, Timmy. For the rest of the viewers, please feel free to ask me any questions. Oh, okay. I actually have clients who wants to join my Facebook Live, but he hasn't have not set up a Facebook yet. Okay, never mind. I will just reply him. Sure, I will reply you in private after live. Maybe tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So what I was doing just now, I actually wanted to show you the birth chart of one of my clients' father. Okay. Okay. I won't show the birthday, and also I believe he's not viewing right now. I will check if he wants to come by. Okay, just give me a moment as I check if he wants to come by. All right, I will check if he wants to come by to listen. Just give me a moment. Okay, I'm done messaging all my WhatsApp, And I will now show you the chart that is related to my client's father, who happens to be having some legal issues related to his work. All right, have I downloaded the files yet? Okay, just give me a moment as I double check. Okay, so this is the chart, okay, which is a yearly chart. I hope you are able to see, not too small for you. Is it too small or is it okay to be observed? Can you see this chart? This is too small. All right, I will keep it like this. All right, this is the yearly chart of a client's father who is experiencing some form of legal issues. All right. Okay, I will hide his name. Okay, I will just read. I won't show his message. He's just saying that his father needs to attend court because of some MOM
Use face recognition
charges. Okay, because of some MOM charges. Okay, I'm handling too many things right now, so give me a moment as I just to make sure everything is running correctly. Yeah, I'm handling too many things right now, so as you can see, right, this client's father is having some okay,
WhatsApp message.
maybe I will just show you and okay, I will hide his name. I will hide his name and then show you the message. Okay, I will hide his name and then show you the message. Just give me a moment as I adjust my screen. All right, so to give you a better idea of why everything I have taught previously is actually applicable to real life. All right. Okay, I will hide these. I'm sorry. It's all these technical issues sometimes just give me a headache. All right, but I will do my best to teach. All right, I will do my best to teach. Okay, so what he says that his father, all right, uh, okay, his father is having this issue. Okay, there's a court case against his father, and but no judgment has passed. There are 27 charges. Each charge is a maximum of 20K fine each. All right. Okay. Okay. So it's a pretty serious issue. And then total maximum fine is about 500K or 550K if he's found guilty. I believe the case. I mean the fine will be imposed on him. All right. I just should adjust in such a way that is okay. And then it is under MOM. So this case is under MOM. So there's not likely to be a jail time, but really the fine is very heavy. Okay, it's 500K fine. Okay, maximum. Most likely won't be full 500K fine. But what I'm trying to say is that it can be shown in the 紫微斗数 chart. All right. If you look at his charts, this is his father's charts. Let's look at the Lian Cai, okay, which is the yearly wealth domain. Can you see this Wu Qu pair with Hua Ji here? That this Wu Qu pair with Hua Ji for his yearly chart. Yes, 500,000. Correct, board is a very high amount of fine. But as I have mentioned earlier on, Hua Ji is a negative star, right? And Wu Qi means money most of the time. Wu Qi means money. And paired with Hua Ji, thus show why there's a high possibility of him being drained financially this year, which is clearly shown within his chart, his yearly chart, right? That is for all of us, what does this means to us? If we also see this Hua Ji within our wealth domain that year, most of the time we will experience some kinds of financial difficulties or obstacles or challenges within that year. All right. And also, okay, within yearly chart, we'll have the Xiao Xian and the Liu Lian. This is the Liu Lian. Okay, this is the Liu Lian chart. All right. Then let's look at his Xiao Xian chart. Okay, Xiao Xian usually is able to see the what happens to us. Okay, whereby Xiao Xian is what happens to us, whereby Liu Lian is the overall environment, the external environment. Let's look at his self-domain, okay, which is paired with Po Jun and paired with Tian Ku and Tian Xu. Tian Ku is the crying star, like the sky crying star, okay? If I'm to literally translate it into English, Tian Ku is a sadness star. It means depression, means worry, okay? Means you are thinking a lot, right? And then Tian Xu means a sense of what you call that uh it feels like everything is not going stably, okay, not going in a stable direction, okay. That's what happened to his father, okay, going through the current yearly trend, all right. And then let's look at the other the because in 八字子丑合啊 Zi and Chou will combine to form a formation. Alright, 子丑合化土嘛，对吗？ So this Zi and Chou will actually influence each other also. These two cores will influence each other also. And then there's this star 天机 Lo Xian, okay? Lo Xian is not a dark position, okay? It means negative changes usually. 天机 usually means changes. And when it also is paired with stars like Toro. Toro is like going nowhere, keep on going in circle and heading nowhere directionless. Okay. Yeah, but correct. This is the father, my client's father's 2022 chart. Okay. The yearly Liu Lian and the Xiao Xian chart. Okay. Uh, yeah, correct. Well, then you can see, right, there's also this Da Hao. Da Hao, which means to spend a lot of money. It means great financial leakage. All right. So you see with Tianji paired with Tuo and Da Hao, it all points with all these influences to negative influences to the self-destiny domain. Of course, it will point to rather negative developments. Okay. However, this is Tian Kui, all right, and Quan, this Quan star. Possibly it may means that in some way he will be assisted by someone in high authority, perhaps a business associate that can come and help him in some way. All right, and looking at his friends and what you call that siblings domain and friends domain actually influence each other, and both can analyze the relationship or the social situations that one is in. He is having this. Okay, let me shift. He's having this Tai Yang. Okay, he's having this Tai Yang in his siblings domain, which is in a dark position paired with Hua Ji. Okay, the negativity enhancer star. Therefore, there's a very high chance that this legal problem he has could be caused by a male figure within his company. All right, which was also suspected by him when we look at his this conversation. Let's look at this conversation. My family was suspecting my family was suspecting a foul play by someone related to the company. Okay, which I also believe is true. Which I also believe is true if you look at this sentence that he mentioned. Which I also believe is true. And the foul play was conducted by a male figure. Okay, it's conducted by a male figure, most likely, because we can see Taiyang with is paired with Hua Ji in his siblings domain, which is right opposite of the friends domain. Okay, and the friends domain is having this Juman. Juman is a star that represents controversy and gossiping and hidden enemies. Okay, can also represent hidden enemies. All right, and then there's this Po Sui, which means that the actions conducted by this hidden enemy will cause his father to experience a sense of brokenness. And additionally, when we look at the self-domain, right opposite of the self-domain is the travel domain. Hua Ji is also appearing paired with Lian Zhen. When Lian Zhen Tianxiang paired with Hua Ji, it is a sign of legal problem, okay? Remember this, when Lian Zhen or Tianxiang paired with Hua Ji, and also with Ling Xing. Ling Xing is an alarm bell, okay? Ling Xing is an alarm bell, all right? And Tian Si is the angel of death. Then there's this also Xiao Yang, which is the goat with the horn, okay? So metaphorically speaking, which is the horn, the goat with the horn, okay? The Qing Yang, okay, Xiao Qing. Thus, all these are rather negative makeup, pointing to the possibility of legal problems and a case that is very highly uh, to be conflicted. I mean, most of the time, it's very hard to escape from this kind of legal problems that will definitely come. It actually means that it is very hard to medicate, and most likely the father must plead guilty for this case. Okay, yeah, that is a really bad luck. But this is a illustration for all of us that can be used as I mean, we can always look at our own chart. If we can identify such stars arrangement, it we usually will means legal problems. Okay, especially 廉政化忌. Okay, 廉政化忌 is, I will say, 80% of the time will point to legal problems. Okay, let me write it down for you. 廉政, because 廉政 is a 囚星, is a star that means being locked up. Okay, 囚星. Okay, let me write it down for you. Okay, let me write it down for you. Okay, 廉政 is a 囚星. When paired with 化忌, usually means in legal problems, or in most cases imprisonment. Okay, in most cases imprisonment, or at least being confined for a certain period of time. Confinement may not necessarily means imprisonment. For example, sometimes you are being locked up for investigation. That's a form of confinement. Okay, it's a confinement star. Am I spelling this correctly? I hope so. Confinement star. Okay. Because legend is jurisdictions. Okay, jurisdiction. Okay, legend is related to politics also. Okay, it's related to politics also. So, right, people who have 廉政 in their 三方四正 paired with 化忌 must be careful of legal problems. Okay, if it is in your career domain, it means that you have done something wrong in your career, especially that caused you some legal problems. Okay, let's look at the comments. Master, do I have such negative stars? Oh yeah, next year I told you, right, you have to be careful of relationships with females, because in the year 2023, right? But yours is Taiying Hua Ji, okay? If you see here correctly, in your career domain, you are paired with Taiying Hua Ji. Thus, you must be careful of problems caused by females of the opposite sex. And opposite also is Wen Qu Hua Ji, all right? Your 廉政, where is your 廉政? Okay. Your 廉政 is right here at the 兄弟宫, which is the siblings domain. Also clash with 化忌 in the opposite with 贪狼化忌. Thus, you must be careful. For example, if females will accuse you of things that you have never done, you may try to imagine along this line. Okay, whatever it means. Okay. Oh, your 2021 board. Your 2021, right? Okay, let's look at your 2021. Your travel domain have a Taiying Hua Ji also, and then your self domain have two Hua Ji star. All right. So I'm not surprised that you have two accidents during that year. All right. Okay. Bob mentioned that in 2021, in the year 2021, he has 4 to 5 negative stars, right? Yeah, correct. 2 times major car repair, 2 times gym closer. Yeah, 2 times gym closure, right? Yeah, because you see there are so many legacy star 画技. There are 2 within your self domain, 画技重叠, all right? Then in your opposite domain also there's this 太阴画技. 太阴画技 also means that you will break up with your girlfriend or divorce that year, okay? When paired with 太阴, because 太阴 is related to woman, right? Correct, but you broke up and also divorced in the year 2021, correct? Now I'm talking about 2021. Yeah, let me show you the question. Yeah, so it happens in 2021, is that correct? Yes, correct. Bob mentioned, yes, 2021 very bad. Yeah, because there are so many negative stars that year. All right. Yeah, basically, even Bazi, the previous time when I analyzed for you was using Bazi, correct? And this time using Zi Wei Dou Shu is the same result. All right. Remember last time when I analyzed for you, I was using Bazi instead. Correct? Yeah, last year was pretty bad for fitness folks. Yeah, Paul Chai in 2021. Yeah. Yeah, so you do remember, right? Last time when I doing the live session, I used 八字 instead of 紫微斗数. And then he mentioned income affected by gym clothes, car repair spend more than 10K. Wow. Yeah, correct. Because Taiying besides woman also means money. Okay, means saving usually. Taiyang Taiying traveling stars. Paired with Huaji means you will have car accident. Paired with Tian Kong also means you are emptying your bank, alright? Emptying your bank account. Paired with Toro means your repair have to be repaired more than one time, because Toro means again and again keep on going in circle, heading nowhere. Okay. 呃 2022 no negative stars. I would say there's still negative stars in terms of your career. All right, there will be lesser opportunity, lesser financial opportunity this year. Actually, some negative stars within your friends domain also. Thus, you have to be careful of your friends. For instance, maybe they will try to borrow money from you or ask you to invest in something, which may end up become another financial leakage for you. All right. Okay. So pretty much sum up. Yeah, correct, God. Yeah. So I believe this also answer Timmy's earlier question whether 八字 and 紫微斗数 show the same kind of analysis. I will say, yeah, very much. I won't say 100% because some of the things that I mean the finer details usually show more how to say more obviously shown within a 紫微斗数 chart. Okay, whereas 八字 you must really dissect. Okay, dissect every single thing within a chart and analyze the relationship. If sometimes really take an experienced eye to do that. But 紫微斗数 will open everything up for you and allow you to identify immediately. And comes to this 奇门遁甲 also. Sometimes you can use 奇门遁甲. I don't know whether I have the software with me. Just let me double check. All right. I will see if I have a 奇门遁甲 software that I can open. Because some of the app is not compatible with this blue stack that I emulator that I use. All right. Okay, I will just try to show you. Yeah, so this Qimendunjia chart. All right, there are 9 charts, but the center chart will always be empty. All right, because this represents the Jia, and because it's a Dun Jia, so we will omit the Jia. Okay, within the Qimendunjia chart. All right, sorry, sometimes I just speak too fast because there are just too many things going through my mind, and sometimes I cannot catch up the words cannot catch up with the things that are inside my mind. All right, there are too many things inside my mind. All right. But in terms of 奇门遁甲, right, there will always be a need to 有一个起心动念哦。Let me write it in Chinese 哦。起心动念 most of the time you will need to have this 起心动念。Okay, let me try to write it for you because sometimes I scared my Chinese pronunciation is not accurate enough. Okay, it means when your thought is activated, your question is activated, and that will be the time whereby that question has a form of conscious energy. And as I have mentioned in earlier video, everything is frequency, right? So during that frequency, when your question is raised, that time is the time whereby the charts will be generated according to that time, especially for situational analysis. Okay, then what I call it 所以你的起心动念哦，就是那点哦，就是等于你一个 river 嘛，你要analyze 那个 river 是怎么样，你只需要拿一杯水啊，从一杯水里面，好像你要测那个河是不是 polluted 的话，哦，if you want to test whether a river is polluted, all you really need to do is just to take a cup of water. You don't have to analyze the whole river, right? You just need to take a cup of water and analyze the water inside that cup. It's just like in a situation, during a situation, like for example, we want to choose, there are 3 companies for us to choose. Then we want to know which is the most suitable company for us to go into, all right? Okay, of course, there are various types to assign the company within which particular domain, but different masters will use different methods, okay? But I don't want to confuse you today, so I will not touch on that. But just to show you what is a 奇门遁甲 chart. All right, this is a 奇门遁甲 chart. All right. So, for example, if so happen, one of the company falls into the court of Wu. Okay, so there's this 天冲 star here, which means it's not a stable energy. All right, and there's this 金门, which also is a star that will cause one to feel will feel insecure. All right, so within if the company is represented by this court, for instance, just for your learning purposes, so don't be too vexed about it. Yeah, for instance, if you have this Jingmen, right? Jingmen actually is inauspicious star. All right. Okay, my face just blocked the chart. Okay, you see, this is a 奇门遁甲 chart. For instance, if we want to find out which company is suitable for us, right? Then we can assign the companies into different charts. And for that, I will not teach you how to assign because there are different schools to this 奇门遁甲, which uses this 起心动念, which I have just mentioned earlier on. Yeah. Then for instance, this 经文 actually represents legal problems, political problems, and even hidden enemies. Thus, is not an auspicious star. So we will not choose this as the company we will choose. Okay. When it's paired with 天冲 also, 天冲 is not a stable energy. All right. Okay. It means that perhaps after entering this company, after a short while, you will want to change company again. All right. Perhaps yeah, so that is something that we can look at using 奇门遁甲 chart, and we can actually also look at the career aspects from 紫微斗数 chart. For instance, right, the career domain, when we look at the opposite domain, right, okay, actually means the second job. Okay, this actually means the second job. So in terms of finding a second job, right, or a new job, most of the time we can also look at the spouse domain, all right, to determine if the new job is suitable for us. For instance, okay, let me open the tablet again to show you. Okay, for instance, if we have, okay, let me erase all these things. For instance, you want to change job, then we will have where's the Guan Wu Gong? Guan Wu Gong is here. Then if we have Hua Ji here, means your second job is not likely, or your new job is not likely to be positive. Okay, can you see this chart? If you have Hua Ji right opposite of your career domain, it most likely means that the new job is not a positive one for you. Okay, so you should not change job. But for instance, in case you have you want to change job, but there's this Zi Wei within your chart. Zi Wei is one of the best star. Okay, then also paired with, okay, for example, in the 三方四正, okay, 三方四正, okay, okay, sorry, okay, 三方四正 should be, okay, let me count properly, okay, here and here, okay, in the 三方四正, there's also this tablet is 天上 and 天府天上, okay, with 文昌文曲天魁, or let's say 天魁 is here, then it means you should not change job because your current job is very positive. Okay, let's see, Rose Wati. Thank you very much for joining me, Rose Wati. Thank you very much for joining me. Hello, Master. I think I missed a lot. Have to watch later. Yes, you can always rewind and watch again. I have. I will always keep my live video or on my Facebook page and profile, which you can always rewind and watch later. Okay, let's look at Bob's comment. 2024 will be super, and 2025 will be super good into positive destiny trend. Yes, correct. And this year, yeah, correct. Yeah, so yeah, correct. So Rose Wati, thank you very much for joining me. Yeah, today's lesson is basically to teach on how to use Zi Wei Dou Shu and Bazi to analyze a person's charts, especially in the aspects of career development. All right. Yeah. So if you are able to have Zi Wei within your career domain, all right, it is a very positive star. So it means that you should not change your job. Okay, simple as that. But for instance, let's say you have 太阳太阴, okay, which are the movement stars, okay, 太阴, okay, these are the movement stars, and especially they are paired with Hua Ji. Then you are advised to change your job that year, okay, because 太阳太阴 are movement stars, and when paired with Hua Ji, okay, usually you will change job that year, okay. But if it is paired with positive star like Hua Quan, then you may consider twice because you may be transferred to a higher position, all right, within your company, okay, because Hua Quan is a positive star. All right, so is Zi Wei Dou Shu is more straightforward. It's not like Bazi, you have to determine the strength of the day master and then see what are the favorable elements, what are the unfavorable elements. For Zi Wei Dou Shu, it's very straightforward. Like you have this star, you have a pair with that star, then with this kind of chemical interaction, then you will be able to have a certain result or outcome. Okay. Then what other things will cause you to change job? For instance, a change of major destiny trend will also, most of the time, cause someone to change their job. Timmy, is there, let me see your question. Is there a good free Zi Wei software that you can recommend to see yearly stars? Yes, but most of them are in Chinese and you have to pay for them. Okay. Are you using Apple or Android? Are you using Apple and Android? Android. If you are using or you have both, one very good software is called, let me write down for you. One of the best software is called 十三行. 紫微斗数了. You know how to write it yourself. Okay, so you try to find it in the Apple Store. All right. For Android, there's one good software also. Or the name is very generic. It's just called 紫微斗数. So maybe I will send it to you later. I will WhatsApp you the software later. Okay, but they have paid version. Okay, you have to pay to unlock the full features. I'm using that for company for Bazi. Haha. Oh, that's good. That's good, Timmy. Yeah. I think that's one of the more comprehensive software because this software can also show the 小线. Most of the software are not able to show the 小线, which I find personally find 小线, okay, 小线is actually very useful also, very able to reflect the what the 命主 is going through or what the person, the individual is going through. Okay, I like to look at 小线, but other practitioners, I mean, most of the time we will look at both 小线 and 流年. All right, but some practitioners they just like to look at one, which is the 流年. All right, I like to look at both because it is more accurate. Okay, so you can go and find this software yourself. All right. Yeah, so some other points that are important to look at or some other circumstances that are more what you call that there are more some circumstances that are more or some periods of time that will bring about higher chances of job change is usually within the change of our major destiny trend. Okay, or alternatively it can also happen when our career domain somehow fell into the 司马地. Okay, for example, in this case, maybe the yearly chart will shift until the career domain will fall into the four horses domains. Okay, the 寅申巳亥 or these four corners are called the 四马位 or the horses corners. Is usually it also, I mean, most of the time they indicate changes, great changes in our life. So if you find your career domain situated at these four corners, it will bring about changes in your career development. Okay. Right. I hope the rest of the viewers are still able to follow. Do like and share my video, as I hope my sharing will be able to help others in their career planning. Not sure any if the existing viewers like Timmy, Mr. Lim, not sure if all of you are still here. CH Star. Nonetheless, thank you very much for watching and commenting. Roswati, thank you very much for joining us. If you have any questions, also please feel free to ask, and I will explain to you. All right. And then, yeah, so these are some of the things that you have to look at when you analyze your own 紫微斗数 chart. Okay. 天机 is another star that represents change most of the time. So if you find the star 天机 in your chart, you may also experience changes in your career. Okay, 天机 is a star that represents movement and changes. Okay, let me write it down for you. This star is called 天机. Okay, 天机. Tenji actually means the gears within the machine. All right. So it will keeps on turning and changing direction. All right. So Tianji is another star that represents changes to if found within our career domain, it can actually brings about changes. All right. Okay. So it's a star that so what else? What else can represent changes to our career domain? clashes in Bazi, okay? For example, in terms of Bazi, we have clashes, okay? Chong, it also means changes, okay? For instance, 人生冲 what are the 冲 we have the 人生冲、子午冲，还有什么？四害，还有什么？以有卯酉冲了，对不起，我写错。卯酉冲，还有什么？还有什么冲？那些学过八字的可以告诉我，卯酉冲还有什么冲？卯酉子午卯酉冲子午人生冲子亥冲丑未冲辰戌冲 OK all these 6 clashes you must memorize if you study 八字 OK not 6 lah or 6 is it 6 yeah because there are 12 earthly branches so if you learn 八字 you must memorize all these clashes okay for my students especially okay my dear students please remember all these clashes. Okay, let's look at the question by board. Does TNT means promotion? If it's paired with positive star, it will means promotion. All right, like 化禄、化权, that will means promotion. Okay, salary increase. Yes, board salary increase. Okay. Okay. So these clashes, if you find it in your 八字, okay, will also usually bring about change in your career. All right. Okay, 廉贞 I already mentioned before. Okay. Yeah, so earlier on I mentioned that the body domain, okay, the body domain is our workplace, okay? So if you are able to find these, some like star like Hua Ji, okay, it means negative changes in your workplace, okay? So you may also consider changing job if you are able to find Hua Ji in your body domain, okay? I hope I have covered all the points that's related to career developments today. Another point in 紫微斗数 is the 杀破狼, okay? Usually means great changes. 杀破狼, okay, means great changes or conflicts, okay? If you see them, having them within your career domain may also means changes if it is paired with 化忌 especially, okay? Okay, so let me see. Timmy for career changes clash to day branch. Yes, usually clash with day branch, but for 八字 right, we must always look at the entire chart to judge. We cannot always just pinpoint one point because 八字 is like a body, okay? Like everything is related. All the elements are always related within 八字, okay? For example, just give you a quick example, all right? For instance, if that person is of Wu Ying Day, okay, all right, then he's of a strong day master, okay. For example, he has this Bing, Bing Shen, okay, and then year is also Bing Shen. Then here is Jia, okay. Just for example, okay, just for illustration purpose. So he has too much wood and fire elements. Thus, this is a strong day master. Okay. Then if he goes into major destiny trend of Sing again, so all this Sing will clash with his 正官 Qi Sha, or his Qi Sha mostly. Qi Sha is his actually considered Guan, okay, means authority in word. So experiencing or even Yo, all these clashes usually will means a change of career. Okay, Timmy, are you able to catch this point? So in a way, yeah, the day branch is one of the branches when clash may bring about great changes in terms of work or career development or career opportunities. All right. Okay, I pretty much have sum up the factors that will influence our career developments today. Thank you very much for joining me. Are there any questions that anyone would like to ask? I know today's topic is more of an advanced level, but nonetheless, they are all accurate. I mean, they are all useful info towards an accurate analysis that you may use if you have a habit of looking at your own chart. Okay. And once again, thank you all for watching. I will open the floor for questions. Okay, so don't worry. I know I have shared a lot today, and most of the information may be a bit confusing to most of my viewers. But just remember that you can always analyze your career developments using Bazi and Zi Wei Dou Shu. Okay. All right. Anyone else have questions to ask? Anyone else have questions to ask? Tensi actually means the. Or is it hang? Actually means the. Or is it hang? Okay, I believe all of you are too confused to ask any questions. But don't worry, just take my today's sharing as a form of storytelling. Okay, don't worry too much about it. Just take my today's sharing as a form of storytelling. Okay. Don't worry too much about it. Oh, okay. Perhaps I will just before I go, I will just show you one last example. Thank you, Timmy, for the comments. I hope I'm glad that my teaching has been comprehensible. Okay. Recently there's okay, just earlier on I have clients from India. Okay, I have clients from all over the world actually, and these clients I believe I'm not sure he's from India or Malaysia. All right. I think he's from 6-1. Is it from Malaysia? I believe so. So I can't remember. But he asked me about this guy called. He asked me about this guy. But he asked me about this guy called. He asked me about this. Let me double check my WhatsApp. Okay, I can't find the. He mentioned a politician in India who have just left his job. All right. Yeah, Iman in. Okay, let me read it for you. Okay, let me enlarge this so that you can see. I think this client is from India. Is it starting from 823? I can't remember. I have clients from different countries. Anyway, he asked me this question. He asked me this question. This politician in India called Imran Khan. He was Prime Minister of Pakistan. He just removed from Parliament, I guess, post 2 days ago, and people did predictions 3 months ago. So he asked, "How are you? I hope you are fine. Sorry, I disturbed you when you are available." His English is a little bit broken, but it's okay. Please check that the date of birth of Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Blah 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 blah. Okay, he asked me to do a prediction. I mean, he asked me to carry out an analysis for this politician and see what happened to him, why he lost his position. Okay, so let me plot his chart. He's born in the year. Okay, let me plot his chart and see what happened to him, why he lost his position. Okay, so let me plot his chart. He's born in the year. Okay, let me plot his chart. Okay, let me plot his birthday, which is of the 1952 October 5th. Okay, I will also ask him to be online. 52 October Okay, I will also ask him to be online. Okay, so this is his birth chart. We don't know the time of birth. We just assume it is, for example, 20 hours at night, all right? Birth chart. We don't know the time of birth. We just assume it is, for example. Did I plot this chart wrongly? I think I plot it wrongly, right? Or did I plot it correctly? Okay, let me double check. Did I plot this chart wrongly? I think I plot it wrongly, right? I think it's correct. Okay, perhaps I will plot it as
WhatsApp message.
okay, so I think it's correct. Okay, sorry, my audio is double. Okay, I on my handphone sound. Okay, so for people like Timmy, you are able to identify what is the day master for this guy, this politician by the name of Imran Khan. Is it? I'm not too familiar with the politics in India, but I will just write down his name. Imran Khan, I believe. Imran Khan. Okay. Let me edit Imran Khan's birth chart. Bazi chart. Bazi birth chart. Okay. So this is the part. Okay, let me also write Indian politician in case people don't know. In Pakistan. Okay, sorry, Pakistan. Prime Minister. Prime Minister. Birth chart. All right. Yeah. So this is the Imran. How do I pronounce this? I don't know. Imran Khan's
WhatsApp message.
Pakistan Prime Minister birth chart. All right. Yeah, sorry. It's Pakistan. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with those countries. Okay. So, Timmy, can you tell me what is the day master of this Pakistan Prime Minister? Are you still here, Timmy? Yes, Yang Wood, correct. And you can see that his chart is actually filled with a lot of metal elements. In terms of metal elements for the Jia Wu Day Master is called the Sangguan Qisha, which are the officers or harming officers for the Jia Wu Day Master. And we can see that there are two earth, one in the month, heaven stem, another one in the year, earth branch, which further enhance the strength of the Guan Sha, which are the harming officers. Thus, we can see that there's a high possibility that this chart is of a co-disposition, all right? Because the Bing fire is floating. It doesn't have any root, all right? Doesn't have any root. Okay, let me listen to a voice WhatsApp.
It's Pakistan, Imran Khan.
Yeah, the my client from Pakistan actually asked me to analyze this his prime minister. Yeah, thus we can see, right? His makeup, the time of birth we have to ignore it because there's no way we can find out his time of birth. So we can only determine the birth chart basing on the year, month, and day only. All right, because there's no way we can find out his time of birth. Nobody knows his time of birth when he was born in Pakistan. Okay. Therefore, we can see that okay, thus I will ignore this Bing and Ding, all right? And given a Jia Wu Day master with such a makeup, with such strong earth elements, enhancing the metal elements, which are his authority, okay, Guan Sha authority. There's a high chance that his day master follows the Chongge, the special formations that follows the authority energy, metaphorically speaking, okay, because he's from Pakistan and doesn't know how to he doesn't speak Mandarin or doesn't understand Chinese. I have to speak in such a way that he can understand from a Bazi point of view, okay. So I believe you're here, my clients from Pakistan, looking at your the prime minister's chart. in terms of his day master, this Jia wood or Yang wood represents him, okay? It represents your prime minister. And when this wood is encountering metal are the authority for his birth chart, okay? Metal are the authority elements, okay? His power are represented by the metal element, all right? And there are two earth elements strengthening his metal elements, which represents his authority, all right? Thus, his birth chart formation is one that is following the authority or the power or authority formation, okay? It's a special formation. Thus, he's able to achieve such high achievements in his life. And this Yuan water here is being buried by the earth elements that are positioned one below the Ren water and one next to the Ren water. Thus, therefore, this Ren water is basically useless. Useless in the sense that it is also a harmful, what you call that, is a harmful element for the Jia, okay? Thus, once you see this Ren appearing, it will affect his career because he is in such a special formation. He is having such a special chart formation that he has to have more metal elements within his chart, okay? He has to have more metal elements within his chart. Can you understand me? I'm not sure if you are able to comment. Okay, I don't know whether he can comment on my Facebook Live, but I will keep in touch with him over WhatsApp. Therefore, to make it more simple for you to understand, just remember he needed this metal element within his chart. Earth and metal elements are his favorite and auspicious elements, okay? Okay, too bad this my client from Pakistan don't use Facebook also. So basically, I will just explain to the rest of my viewers, okay? Okay, Timmy, I will just explain to you and the rest of the viewers, okay? Given that the client from Pakistan doesn't use Facebook. Okay, let me see your question first, okay, Timmy? If he is Chongge, why is he prime minister since he was 40 years of water and wood, since 21 years old? Okay, because all right, from 21 years old, I'm not sure when he became a prime minister. When he became a prime minister, or he was a prime minister since 21 years old. Then in the sense, because we don't have the hour pillar, in the sense the metal elements will also be the power, given if he is of the, since 40 years old, 40 years old is like doing this wood destiny trend, okay? Then he is of a weekday master in that sense. Because as I told you before, I cannot determine he is of a Chongge or not. It's just an assumption given
WhatsApp
that
message.
his time of birth is unavailable.
WhatsApp message.
Okay, I just received a message from my Pakistan client. He actually mentioned that he became a prime minister in 2018. Yeah, task is the problem with Bazi. We must always have the right timing in order to come to a final conclusion as to whether the chart is following a special formation of the Chongge or is just a weekday master. Therefore, in Bazi, even just a slight mistake or a slight shift in the hour pillar or a slight change in the timing can result in a very different outcome. Therefore, as I have explained from the start of this analysis, we don't have the time of his birth. There's no record as to when he was born, okay? Therefore, Timmy, I hope you are able to understand this point. He assumed prime minister role in 20 prime minister role in 1996. Is it? I'm not familiar with Pakistan politics. Okay, perhaps I will just do a quick Google search, or maybe okay, never mind. I believe what's most important about this case is that now we can understand without the time of birth, it will be very difficult to accurately analyze a person's birth chart. That's the reason why for all my clients, I have emphasized again and again that you must provide me with your time of birth in order for me to determine the strength of your day master, which today's case have really shown, the confusion which arise due to the missing of the day, the hour of the minutes of birth. All right. Okay. Can Timmy? Timmy say that he Google wrongly also. Yeah. So can we come to this understanding that for today's analysis of this politician by the name of how do I pronounce this? Imran Khan. Okay. Okay, let me highlight this. Okay, I have to highlight this, or else it will cause confusion. We don't have the time of birth of Imran Khan. Past, today, analysis can't be conducted. Okay, cannot be conducted. All right. Okay, can we come to this conclusion? I mean, that's the best conclusion that I can think of, okay? Because whether we consider him to be having a weekday master or having a special formation chart, I can't conclude because I don't have the time of birth. Yeah, but we can always make assumption, okay? By checking the past, for instance, when did he actually become a prime minister? For my client from Pakistan, you say that you don't use Facebook. Okay. So, okay, I will. Okay, in that case, I will not analyze his chart. Okay, but I will raise this important point that it is important to have the hour pillar, because whether we have the hour pillar, the information that's derived from the hour and minutes of birth are very important. But if I am to forcefully identify him as a Chongge or a special formation chart following the authority or the power or the harming officer energy, then this year will actually be a negative year for him because this year is of the Ren Yin, which enhances his day master strength. Okay. Okay. So Jimmy, let's assume that this is a Chongge. All right. It's just an assumption. Take it as an exercise. Just take it as a form of exercise. Okay. Don't worry too much about it. All right. Just take it as a form of exercise. Let's assume. Okay, it's just an assumption. So don't be too fast.
WhatsApp message.
Okay, he said that video very slow, maybe less slow. Okay, so don't worry too much about it, whether in actual fact who is this person, whether he's a prime minister or not. We don't have to worry about that. Okay, now it's just a hypothesis. Okay, it's just an assumption given that his time of birth is unavailable. And if we look at his chart of one that's followed the special formation chart, okay, of the Chongge, then this year is of the Ren Yin. 2022 is of the Ren Yin, which strengthened his day master, which is an inauspicious sign. Given that for the Chongge, right, for the Chongge which follows, for the special formation which follows the Gen or the Xing metal energy, the day master strength cannot be boosted, cannot be enhanced. Is that correct? Right? Right, correct, Timmy? Yeah. Okay. So we just make an assumption today as to as to whether because we cannot make a final conclusion. We don't have the our pillar, all right? Thus, for my other clients and followers, please remember to always provide me with your time of birth. And then after the having your time of birth, I will still adjust your birth time to the accurate hour and minutes before I plot your chart. All right. Okay, let me take a break. Okay, so Timmy, can we agree that today, due to the fact that we can't have his time of birth, we cannot analyze his chart correctly? Can we agree on that? Hi, MK Raiden. Thank you very much for joining me. Nice to have you here. Please feel free to like and share and ask any questions related to astrology, especially related to Bazi and Zi Wei Dou Shu. Yes, Timmy, thank you very much for your reply. Yeah, we really have to agree on that point that we can't make a conclusion for this person's budget because we don't know what combination uh yin can cause. Yeah, because we don't have 100% information to analyze this budget. Therefore, we can only make assumption. We can only make a guess. And for accuracy, of course, we will always want to have the person's hour and minutes of birth, but we don't have it in this case. So unfortunately, this can only be an assumption. Tell me about me, you know. Okay. Which country are you from? May I know, MK Raiden? If you're here, can you reply me? Because I will need to know your location to adjust your birth time. Pakistan also. All right. Pakistan was a friend or student. Okay. Are you the same client that the clients that WhatsApp me? Are you same guy? This guy? Maybe it's a weekday master since Mao was auspicious to him since 2003. Yes, correct, Timmy. There's this possibility. There's this possibility. Yeah. There's a high chance that. Okay, MK Raiden, do you know your time of birth? Maybe it's weekday master since Yi Mao was auspicious to him since 2003 and Yin probably formed fire or something to cause inauspiciousness in 2022. Yes, there's a possibility, Timmy. I do agree with you. It is one of the very possible outcome. Uh, for MK Raiden, do you have your time of birth? Okay, you have to give me in terms of minutes, okay? I cannot analyze your birth chart if you are just giving me an estimate. All right, so I will check with you in private, Raiden. I cannot check, I cannot plot a birth chart if you can only give me an estimate as to maybe. Okay, I will check with you in private, okay? MK Raiden, all right? Okay, for the rest of the viewers, do you have any other questions? The reason why I can't plot your charts if you are not sure of your time of birth, as in the case of this prime minister by the name of by the name of but the Imran Khan also shows the same case. We don't have the time of birth. Thus, today's analysis cannot be conducted. All right. Today's analysis cannot be conducted. Yeah. So for the rest of the viewers, are there any more questions that I can answer you? If not, it has been a pleasure to share my knowledge today. And we have learned a very important point today, which is that it is important for us to have the time of birth of a person for the most accurate analysis to be conducted. All right, because it is pointless, really. It is pointless.
WhatsApp message.
It is pointless to conduct an analysis if you are not even sure of your time of birth. Whatever the outcome, it may not be accurate. It will always be based on just a guess. And I know people will actually want to waste a lot of effort based on or waste a lot of effort to conduct an analysis which may not even be accurate. Okay, it is pointless. Therefore, for my future viewers, please remember to give me your time of birth to the minutes and make sure that it is the accurate actual time of birth, right? Or the maybe or possibly yes, I will not be able to entertain because it will be a waste of time. Okay, so I will keep today's session to this point. Okay, so any last questions? I guess there's no more questions. Thank you very much for watching my live video today. Yeah, thanks for the comments by Timmy, by Mr. Lim, by Bob, and CH Star also. Yeah, I guess tomorrow I will rest, okay? Because I have been having live since last Saturday, okay? Tomorrow I will just yeah, Jason Wong, thank you very much for being here today. Thank you very much for watching and do please help me to like and share. Yeah, so just to conclude some of the points that I have mentioned today, I have mentioned that uh, it will be helpful if we know how to analyze our career development. If
WhatsApp message.
we
WhatsApp message.
if we have the ability or the knowledge to study our 紫微斗数 chart, okay? And even by looking at the Bazi chart, we can always determine when there will be great changes in terms of career. But in terms of both 紫微斗数 and Bazi, we must always have the correct birth time in order to generate the correct time pillar. Because, for instance, for the case of this Imran Khan, right? For instance, just a change of the time of birth. For instance, we change his time of birth to let's say, right, if we change his time of birth to 3 something in the morning, okay, then in this case okay, I think I pressed something wrong. Okay, yeah, sorry, I pressed something wrong. Okay, this is his chart. If we change his time of birth to 3 something, all right, let's say changing his time of birth to 3:30. For the Pakistan viewer, I will check with you in private, okay, to slowly determine your time of birth before helping you. Okay, so I will message you in private. Don't worry. I saw your messages. I will get back to you later on because I can't help you if you are not sure of the exact time of birth. All right, it will be a waste of time for both parties and for my viewers also because I cannot just take care of your case without first knowing your time of birth because there are also other viewers who is participating during this live session. But for the case you have raised, for instance, if we have a different time of birth, then this birth chart will be totally different also. Okay, all right. For example, in this case, there may be a chance for him to be a weekday master. All right, but we cannot find out the time of birth. Therefore, in terms of Bazi and Zi Wei Dou Shu, we must always have the correct time of birth. Okay. Yeah, so I saw your reply, MK Raiden. Yeah, okay. So yeah, don't worry, I will get back to you in private chat. All right, don't worry too much about your case. I know that you are eager to have your to find out more about yourself. All right. As explained, I have to take care of other viewers also. Given that you are not too sure of your exact time of birth, it will be a waste of time for me and you also, and the rest of the viewers as well, to explain on your charts basing on an assumption. Okay, as I have mentioned many a times, the time of birth is very important. Okay, so thank you very much for your understanding. So CH Star, yeah, thank you very much for joining me, and Timmy also. Oh yeah, that seems right. Yeah, if with a change of time, we will have a completely different birth chart, right, Jimmy? Such are the things that we must always take note of in terms of Bazi reading. Just a change in terms of minutes or hours will give you a completely different chart makeup and leading to a completely different result. But one of the few points that among the points that you have raised are correct. Okay, assuming that he's of a day master, then there might be the 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 positive progress that he experienced in the past. Okay, I didn't really read up about him because it was just a random request by my Pakistan clients. Let's not spend too much time wasting on this case, which don't have the hour of birth. All right. So to rewind my video and catch up on the points that I have mentioned throughout the video, which will be helpful for you to analyze your own birth chart and determine whether you will have a positive career development. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. If any more questions, feel free to WhatsApp me in private. Okay. You may also WhatsApp me in private. So I will leave the floor. I will open the floor for any last questions. I will just stay here for another minute, okay? Hopefully I just hope that today's sharing is not too heavy for my followers or viewers, because some of the things I share are of higher level. And thank you all of you for the input. Some of the input, for example, are all very helpful, right? All of you have been very helpful in raising questions and even contributing more info to what I have missed out, all right? I truly appreciate the comments and replies. I will keep the floor open for another minute before I go to bed. And for my students who have subscribed to my full course, I will subsequently send over the slides or other study materials that I have shown today. Okay, so don't worry about that. You can slowly study them at your own pace. Okay, I guess that's all for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Wishing all a good night, and do like and share this video. And I will see you in the next video, probably perhaps during the weekends, okay? Because have been live for 4 days already. I will do something else tomorrow evening. And then if you have any other questions, feel free to WhatsApp me in private and I will try to answer you. So see you in the next live video. Again, good night everyone, and have a pleasant day tomorrow. Okay. Bye bye.